In this video, we will go ahead and install we're going to go ahead and configure the View Assist devices. Each View Assist device, be it a tablet or a ESP32 satellite device, will need a certain configuration file that we will be able to use for setting the different modes, storing variables, everything that's needed for the View Assist system is stored in these configuration files. So in the description, there'll be a link to this page that I've set up, and it goes through and it describes what these configurations look like. There's also a sample template here for you to use. And in this template, you'll see that there are several configurable parameters that we need to go through. And if you scroll down to the definitions area, you'll see that there's the user defined, and these are the ones that you will have to enter in for your particular devices. So we will go ahead and do that now using the what's it called, file editor that we installed in a previous video. I'll also have that linked. These are for folks that are running HasOS. If you are running via Docker or on bare metal, chances are you already know how to get to your files and edit them. So we're aiming towards the HasOS users in this case who may not have as much experience in editing files. So what we need to do is open up this file editor, and it will open up this page. We'll click on the Browse File System, and then we're in the Home Assistant directory or folder, and we want to look at the configuration.yaml file. This is a file that Home Assistant uses for some back-end configuration and manual configurations. So yours will probably look very similar to this. It may not have everything in it, but the point is that we want to copy the sample configuration over from the View Assist wiki into this page so that we can make edits to it. So what we'll do is we'll go over to the page that I discussed, and we'll look at this sample file here, and we'll click the copy to clipboard, and then we'll go here, and then we'll go on to the first empty line on the at the end of the file, and then we'll do a right click paste, and then we have the template. So of course this is a template that it has the configurations that I put in. You will need to modify this for the sensors that you have. So we'll go ahead and look at how to get these values here. So what I'll do is, to make it easier, I'll open another version of Home Assistant so we can copy paste between. So let me slide this over. So in looking at the list, the first thing we need is the microphone device. So the microphone device is being provided by the Stream Assist integration. So we can go down to Settings, Devices and Services. We'll find Stream Assist, click One Service, and then we're at the Stream Assist page. In fact, if you go back and you click on just Stream Assist itself, it'll list each one of the devices that you have. So maybe it's easier to go this way. So we want to look at the Stream Assist Living Room as our first example. We'll click on this One Services, and it'll bring us to this page. So the microphone that we are looking for is actually let me make sure that I'm not lying to you, is the speech-to-text device, which is this one here. So what we can do is we can click on this, and it'll show Stream Assist Living Room speech-to-text. Click on the cog. This gives us the entity ID, which is what we need. We'll go ahead and hit copy, and then we'll go back to the file editor, and then for the mic device, I'll go ahead and highlight the whole thing, delete, and then I'll do a Control V, or you can do a right click paste, and then we have the microphone device in. So that was easy. And then we can also go to back to where we were, where we need to find the media player device. That comes from browser mod. So we'll go ahead and get out of this by hitting escape. And then we can go to browser mod, which is right here. And then we'll find the device that we're looking for, browser mod living room. We'll click on this icon here to open up its pages. And then we need to find the media player. So this is the media player device right here. You click on it. Again, it shows you the name. Click on the cog. Media player, browser mod living room is what we want. We hit the copy to clipboard. Go back to file editor, and then we're going to go ahead and highlight that again. Hit delete, paste, and then we have that one. So the next thing we need is the browser path, and we get that also from browser mod. So we can go ahead and hit escape here, and then we'll scroll down and we'll see the browser. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. We will get the browser path. So here's browser path. We click on it, go to the cog, click on copy to clipboard. We'll come here, and then we will highlight again, backspace, oops, paste. So now we have that one. Now, for each one of these devices, we need a timer device. This is going to be used for the timeouts on the display portion, the control portion. So each and every one of these devices needs to have a timer associated with it. So we're going to go ahead and make a helper timer using the Home Assistant GUI. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, because we'll name it this, and of course you'll need to name yours accordingly. As you can see with the naming, I've named the Stream Assist stuff with the name of the device, living room, and then it tacks on its piece, media player, browser mod, and then the name, where it's at. Same thing for the browser path, and we'll do the same thing for the timer. So let's go over to another instance of Home Assistant here. We'll go ahead and escape out of here. And we're going to go ahead and make this this timer. So we go to settings, and then we'll scroll down to, we'll go to devices and services where it has helpers. Then we'll go over to the top tab and say helpers, and then we'll go ahead and click create a helper. We'll wait for it to come up. And then we'll scroll down until we see timer. We'll click timer. We'll give it a name. Like I said, well, maybe we should just call it, excuse me, we need to call it View Assist dash living room, and it'll give the timer, it'll add the timer portion to it. So we have it named View Assist dash living room. Hit create, and then here it is. So then you can just click on this, click on the cog, and then find the entity ID, which is timer View Assist living room, just like we wanted. We copy it. Of course, again, you want to make sure that when you create this, that you call it what your device is called. If you're doing this for the kitchen, name it kitchen or what have you. This is just an example. And then we can go ahead and go back to the file editor, and then we'll highlight what we had here, and then we'll paste the new version. So at this point, we have everything that we need. We can go ahead and click save, and the file is saved successfully. We can close out. Do you want to close? Say yes. That's fine. Now, anytime that you make a change to the configuration.yaml file, you will need to restart Home Assistant for those to take effect. So we can go to settings, and then we can go to the three dots, and then you can say, well, actually, let's do something a little bit differently, just in case. So when you're editing this file, you need to make sure that there's no problems with it. So probably the best approach is to go to Developer Tools, and then you click this Check Configuration button. When you do this, it'll scan through all the YAML files that you have, and it'll make sure that there's not a problem. So this is giving a problem for something unrelated, but if you had an issue with the configuration.yaml file, it would tell you that there was an issue. So we will just go ahead and hit restart, and then say restart Home Assistant, and then restart. This thing here is from something else that I was working on, so you will not see this on yours. So we'll wait a short time for Home Assistant to reconnect, and I'll go ahead and pause the video so you don't have to wait for this to happen. All right, so Home Assistant has restarted, and we're going to go ahead and verify that it loaded our new custom device. So we can go to back to Developer Tools here. We're already there, and if you go to States, if you scroll down, or actually if you just start typing the name of the device, so we made a device called View Assist, right? So here it is, Sensor View Assist Living Room, and friendly name, and here's all the different configuration parameters. Everything else that was in that configuration file remains the same except for the user definable stuff that we had to change. So you'll see that all of the settings that we put in for mic device, media player, display device, and our new timer is all populated and loaded in. So View Assist, well, Home Assistant does now know about the View Assist living room device that we created. Now there's one other thing that needs to be done, and this is also something that needs to be done in the editor, in the configuration.yaml file, and we'll go ahead and open that again, and then we'll pick the folder, then we'll pick configuration.yaml, and then we'll just click here, and then we'll see that we're back to where we were before. So we have the template, we have the sensor that we made, and then we'll hit enter a few times and then go to the beginning of the line. Very important that when you edit these YAML files, that you pay attention to the spacing, and you always want to make sure that things are in alignment. When you do the configuration check, it'll tell you that there's problems, but I've tried to make it as easy as possible for you to just do copy paste and generate these deals, right? So at this point, we can go back to the wiki page that is linked in the description, and you will see that we need to create a group. This is not the same as the group helpers. You will need to make this in this configuration.yaml file, but every one of the View Assist satellite devices will need to be manually added to a group that we're about to set up. So this is an example that I have with 3 different devices. We're going to go ahead and set this up for our device that we just created. But anytime that you create a new device, it will need to be added to this group so that View Assist knows about it, and things like broadcast to groups and display messages that show on all screens. We need to have those listed here. So that's the reasoning behind having this. So we'll just go back into our configuration.yaml file, and then I'll go ahead and paste what we copied. Now we need to get the name of the entity that we just created. So I guess I could have been smarter and not started this in this window, but we know how to get to it now. So if we go to if we go to the other tab that has Home Assistant in it, and we go back to the Developer Tools, States, and then we start typing in the filter for View Assist, we can see that this is the name of the device that we want. So if we click on, I think it's click on this, yeah, and then we click on the cog like we did before. It doesn't do exactly the same way, but basically what we're trying to do is copy this sensor View Assist _ living room, or similar. We could have easily done it just copying the text here as well. So what does this do? Oh, look, I'm sorry, this is all you have to do is click this one button, and it should copy it to the clipboard. So like I said, these are 3 examples. So we want to go ahead and delete these 2 because we only have one device right now, and then we'll go right after the dash and then we'll remove what's existing from the example, and then we'll paste the device name here, the entity name here, and then we'll hit save, and then we'll go ahead and close out. Yes. And like I said, anytime you make a configuration change, you need to also go in and change the restart Home Assistant. So we'll go to settings. We'll go to developer tools, and then to YAML, which is the first tab. It'll probably open up to this for you, and then you'll click this check configuration again. So again, configuration will not prevent Home Assistant from starting. So everything is good, and this is again from something else. So if you had an error, it would show you here, hey, there's a problem with formatting, and then you need to go back and resolve those. So I'll go ahead and hit restart, and then we'll say restart Home Assistant, restart, and we'll go ahead and let it restart, and we'll be able to check that the group has been created as well. So I'll go ahead and pause again so you don't have to wait for it to restart. Okay, so keen eyes might have noticed that there was a slight error in the group, in the naming, but I've gone ahead and changed it out. These entities should definitely start with the word censored domain, censored dot, and then the name of the device. That was a typo, but it's already been corrected on the wiki, so you won't have any issues when you go ahead and copy paste that as the example. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to developer tools. We're going to check to make sure that that group is there. We can go to states, and then if you can see it right here, but if we just go to group, we can see that we have the group satellites, and I think if you click on more information, and then you can see that here is our sensor that we added, sensor.viewassist-living room is in there. So we know that the group has been loaded, and we know that our member has been added, and that's pretty much all you need to do. So back to the story on the ViewAssist device configurations. So most of us will have more than one device. So what you'll need to do is copy the section from the dash name to add another sensor. What you'll need to do is copy the piece that says dash name view assist. Well, let me go ahead and do that just to show you. So we would say copy, and then go back to the file editor, and then the folder configuration.yaml, and then we'll click in here. So we want to, if we wanted to add another device, we would come in here, and then we would change. We would add a couple lines, go to the start of the line, and hit paste. So you want to always start with the name, and then you'll want to go in here, and then you'll do what you need to do. Let's say this one was the kitchen, so we'd change it to kitchen, and then we would go through the same process that we went through for the stuff up here to go ahead and change the mic device, the media player device, the display device, the timer device, and then we would save that out. We'd also create the timer, of course. We'd save this out once it was all configured, reload the Home Assistant, and then once that came back up, we could then get the new device that we need to add to the group. So it'd be sensor.viewassist_kitchen, more than likely, and then we would save this and then restart one more time, and then everything would be set up. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but you also need to change the name of the device. I think I may have overlooked that, but of course you need to have a unique name for each one of these. So that's how you add additional. I will admit that this is pretty clunky. If I had more skills, I would write a integration that would make this easier. But rather than have everyone wait for me to get up to speed to be able to do that, I figured that if you were running Home Assistant and you were in this deep already, then you probably had the skills or you had the patience to work through this. All said, we do have the Discord server linked in the description. A bunch of helpful people on there. You can go ahead and work through any issues that you have and ask questions on the Discord for some immediate assistance. We also have the discussion group in the on the GitHub page. You could post a message there as well if you prefer, and I will certainly help you, and other folks are available to help with that too. So this is one of the harder parts in setting up in View Assist, but the good news is you really only have to do this once, or should I say you only have to do this when you add a new device, and the process will become easier as you add more devices and get more accustomed to dealing with this. So that's pretty much it. I will ask that you guys like and subscribe to this channel. Know that everything that we have goes towards the wiki page, which is very explicit for how to get all these things set up. But we are now moving towards the finish line and getting all of the actual View Assist pieces in place so that you can start using the system. Any questions or comments, please reach out below, and thanks again.